The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What is up, everybody? Good evening. It is Friday. Finally Friday, my favorite time of the year, the night my earbuds are going out and I'm having issues. Anyway, I'm your host, the Appalachian American. Sorry, that was very distracting. Oh well, I guess I only need one. Maybe I'll switch to headphones. Anyway, like I said, I'm the Appalachian American. I'm having technical difficulties, but guess who isn't? My left-hand man, the author, David Applegate.
G'day, friends and fans. Welcome to another men's room. And we have an action-packed gamer word episode.
Gamer word
episode. That's the one. Gamer word.
That man in the background in the dark. It's the channel dad, Brian Late.
Grab a drink. Let's go. Something.
Gamer word.
Your mom's
Jeez. We are a lively bunch of people tonight.
Well, I got code that's not working, so.
You got what?
I have code that's not working. So I was a little distracted.
Yeah, code that's not working.
That's racist. Oh,
That's
God.
racist.
What do the dogs want now? I just let them out, and now they're what? Egg wants to join the program. You want to say hi, Egg?
All right, I'm going earbuds. Like the old school joints.
Yeah.
This stinks, man. Because dude, so these
Say hi to everybody.
these West tones that I have had for ever.
All right, get down.
They are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that they're going bad. I'm so sad. R.I.P. little headphones, earbuds. They're actually in-ear monitors I got for when I'm doing studio, playing music and whatnot. These sound so weird. I can hear so differently. Yeah, anyway. So it's Friday, we're having fun. I'm so glad that I'm off work. You know, it's one of those types of feeling, which my supervisor Ernie's in the chat. Hey, what's up, Ernie? He's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the cool one, right? Hey, Ernie.
Yeah, Ernie's my supervisor. He's really cool. We work together, goof off, not a lot because we're working, and maybe HR might see this. So, we don't goof off much, but we have fun. Channel that Brian Labe went to go let his dogs out. Dude, let your dogs out at 8:30. Jeez.
He did.
This is me every time.
I wanted back in.
He's like, oh, the dogs. But anyway, we've got a lot to talk about in the world of current events and discussion. There's Gamergate 2.0, Game Harder is what I said. There's news on 6 indictments that have dropped off. One being a massive thing about you know who.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, him. We're not 15 minutes in, so I can't say it without YouTube being like. So we'll save that one, I guess, for later. Yeah. Oh, Fannie Willis is apparently getting fired or disbarred.
Oh, okay. I got an update on that. She's been given an option. I'm not sure if it's Brad Flinger himself or the office. They've given her option. It's her or her boyfriend.
Huh.
She is being given the option, right? If she behave she'll face an ethical charge, right?
Yeah.
but the judge has not dismissed her. So the state is not dismissing her, but she has to get rid of the boyfriend, she has to choose.
Very weird.
Well, because the judge didn't dismiss her, they can only, give her a slap on the wrist. Because the judge found that she did violate ethics, but not to a great degree, it's not like they can prove she stole money or anything. It's just basically, she had a conflict of interest. Because it's like, if you or I were a lawyer and we went to our supervisor in any job, you went to your supervisor and said, "Hey, this machine ain't working. It needs $1,000 in repairs." They gave you $1,000, and the next day they come and you basically sitting at the machine fixing it yourself with your buddy Ernie, who you gave $1,000 to, right? They might not be very happy with you. Most companies would fire you because you're sort of dipped into the till. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, our maintenance man feels like that. Ernie just commented and said that her boyfriend just resigned. So Nathan's Hot Dogs is no more. But our maintenance man feels like everything comes out of his pocket. So when we ask him for a part, it physically hurts him. So
yeah. Well, he's got to top it up out of his budget. So exactly.
Yeah, dude. Emmanuel Macron's wife is a man.
That is the accusation. Yes.
Bridget the dude. Daily Mail posted an article claiming Bridget Macron is not a man. Weird. 2 photos are released as quote-unquote proof. The first photo, the boy in the photo looks quite like Bridget. The second photo looked way too new to be a 70-year-old childhood photo. Turns out it was a picture of his daughter. It turns out the 3-year investigation took with journalists working with genealogists, and what they found was explosive. Bridget Macron was born a man named John Michael.
And for 30 years lived as a man.
Fathered
there
5
is
children.
No records of Bridget Macron before 30.
Dude, that's wild.
Records, no photos. She was 35 when she met Macron, and he was 15. They had a relationship. They don't go into details. She allegedly was married. They can't find anything on the husband other than he died. They can't find anything on the children. They can't find anything on anybody. Macron's got a big web of secrecies and lies surrounding his life. But there is one thing they can confirm. He was a regular at the WEF since he got inducted into the Young Leadership Program. As if saying, I'm not surprised.
Bro, dude, this is hilarious. So it's showing
huge.
all these different people. Here, let me share screen. All these different world, not like world leaders, but people who have held power and authority in the world. Their significant others, Henry Kissinger's wife, Nancy. Dude, she's a dude.
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer's wife, Iris. She's a dude. Barack Obama, we all knew that because that's why.
Mike.
That's why what's her name got killed. Joan Rivers, and then Bush, 43. Her HW.
Now that's his second wife, isn't it?
I don't know, but that's a man, baby.
Didn't he have a second wife?
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of them have kids, but not all of them. But one thing in common, none of them have photos of pregnant wives. None of them have photos of their early marriage, etc. And Candace Owens was the one who ran the story yesterday, and I watched it. It takes hours to go through. But there's like hundreds of pages just on Macron. All the stuff. Candace Owens said to your better reputation that I don't know what Ben Shapiro said, but
Yeah.
too busy telling everybody how they have to support Ukraine. It's a matter of urgency that we support Ukraine.
It really is. I mean, and I was looking at also there's pictures of this wonderful fellow. Everybody in Canada knows him.
Justin Trudeau.
Oh, Trudeau.
They're saying, okay, in France, kissing on the cheek, particularly amongst the old school, is common.
You're right.
But it's a hands on shoulder, tap, tap, and step back. These guys,
not this weird hey.
Not this
Yeah.
body slamming,
Yeah, dude, that's weird.
Not this heavy petting, body slamming, tongue down the throat kissing.
All right, man, now you're starting to get gross.
Well, it's Macron. But you know what I mean, right? Macron's
for sure.
Macron's look. You go back to what's Justin's father's name? The original Trudeau. He used to greet Justin's father used to do the kissing on the cheek too, but you can see the stark difference between the two, right? He leans forward, tap, tap, steps back. The other guy, Justin, is like, come here, man.
Yeah, dude, that's weird. Copy.
I believe it was an Indian Star article that said Justin Trudeau is a cocaine user and a homosexual, and sure enough, a month later, his wife leaves him.
Probably.
It was revealed that for 6 months they haven't slept in the same bed, and that for 6 years she's been stalking some doctor named Michael.
Hashtag go woke, go broke. Yeah, that's weird.
Gamergate.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about Gamergate. That's the problem. Like, I've been seeing all this stuff, and I'm guessing it's Sweet Baby Inc. is what's kind of kicking this off.
Yes, Sweet Baby Inc. is the center of the latest attack on male gamers over male gays. Black characters have to be in everything. LGBTQ characters have to be in everything.
Wait, what's the male gaze?
Okay, the male gaze is when you have a beautiful female model.
Oh, wait, are you talking about looking at, like, the gaze?
When a man is playing a game because it has a beautiful woman in it.
I thought you were talking about, like...
Those are called gays.
No, that's the insert of the...
Like, you mean like this?
That means you're gay.
Is that what you're talking about?
That's the second half. No.
That's the second part. What about this? Are you talking about this?
Two parts. First part is the defeminization of women in like Abby in The Last of Us, right?
Yeah.
The second half is they putting I forget the name of the black gay Superman.
Kingdom Come Superman?
Yeah.
I don't see what the big deal. All right, so Kingdom Come Superman is supposed to be like this really like cool story, but at the end of like a run, not it's like rushed.
Yeah, just comes out at the end. Oh, by the way, Clark, you want to go out for a and I'm not asking.
Yeah. Live now on Rumble, come hang out. Yeah, we are live on Rumble. Hey, Rumble, I see 4 of you guys in the chat room. What is happening? Thanks for being here, Rumble. I see one person on the Men's Room YouTube channel. What's up? Hey.
Where's that?
And then there's one person on the Instagram.
Sweet.
So,
Ernie.
yeah, probably
So,
Ernie.
Sweet Baby Inc., run by a black woman. She formed a collective back in college or something, and eventually formed Sweet Baby Inc. a few years ago, although it had its roots. Now, it started as a writing group, but obviously with the money in, obviously they didn't break into Hollywood. Instead, they got picked up. I think it was Warner Studios, or they picked up some sort of grant, right, to form a company because she's black, female, and apparently non-binary or whatever it is, right? So she ticked boxes and she got one of these ESG grants, right?
Yeah.
She got picked up as a ESG advisor, which later, of course, as you know, become diversity, inclusivity, and exclusion of white males. That's she got hot. So she made it a formal company in which she would take scripts and stuff and video game characters. So she would take women and basically beat them with an ugly stick. Flat chests.
So
flat
you're
ass.
talking about Abby from The Last of Us 2. You're talking
Yep.
about Mary
The biggest
Jane from
one-
Spider-Man 2.
Yep. And the
Okay.
biggest one, of course, is the Warner Brothers game, the last Arkham, whatever it is called.
Oh yeah, killing
That was-
killing the suicide
Killing Suicide
Justice
Squad
League.
game. Justice League.
Yes,
Killing
yes,
the
yes,
Justice
yes,
League.
yes.
Yes. That was when Sweet Baby Inc. came on the radar because that is when Warner Brothers included them in the credits. Nobody heard of
Yeah.
them before. And they found out that they worked as advisors. And found out that they designed the characters. They edited the scripts and have been editing scripts on lots of stuff. So they started digging through Sweet Baby Inc. announcements, Twitter, finding borrowed profiles and announcements. And apparently they've been trying to insert themselves into a lot of work. And they've been threatening companies openly that if you don't hire them or hire an ESG consultant, they will blacklist you.
Well, you're racist if you don't. That's the problem.
And we're 18 minutes in. We can say game of words. I'll use them sparingly.
Yeah,
They used game of words on people and never got banned on Twitter, right? When it was Twitter. Now, people started calling them privileged. And of course, that started a heated battle. And lots of words were exchanged, and people started losing their accounts. And now that it's X, people are saying, hey, what's going on here? Well, some people did get restored and others haven't because they used probably not gamer words, but pretty much what you'd call far-right words, right? Probably, we don't know if they use the N-word or not, but, that's the accusation.
that's such a common word on YouTube that I'm sure they did. YouTube, well, not YouTube. I mean, like on Twitter, X, Instagram. I mean, it's all over Facebook.
Yeah. But they also started going after people for so-called dead naming. That is when you call a trans person by their birth name and birth gender. And that got people banned because that is actually in the platform's terms of service. And it's there because of European law. I think Elon Musk alluded to that.
I'm not peeing. I'm just kidding.
I'm not peeing. Yeah. So Sweet Baby Inc., people decided, well, we can't get them banned. We can't get them kicked off platforms. What can we do? Wait a minute. Nobody knows who they are. And so what they did is they created a simple list This is Sweet Baby Inc. This is everything they worked on. Do with this information what you like. What do normal companies do if somebody makes a list and says, here's a list of all their products? That's it. They go, thanks for the free advertising, right?
Yeah.
Sweet Baby Inc. started calling everybody the racists. And that's when Sweet Baby Inc. got into trouble. Because they got community noted, there is no mention of race, gender, or ideology in this list.
Nope.
So Steam told them to go pound sand.
Huh.
But what happened is all these games have started to drop in users. Well, to be fair, Justice League killing Batman might have got away with it if it wasn't for the whipping out of the manhood and urinating on the corpse and defiling. Yeah, they're the bad guys, but it's supposed to be a PG game, not a hard R, right?
Right.
And wait a minute, how come that game got such a low classification when they're whipping out the dong? You know, they're whipping out Big Mike.
We ought to see if we could get LMP on here. He knows a lot about Gamergate too.
Oh yeah, but Gamergate originally started with another feminist advisor, Grace Randolph.
Grace.
And an expert on Grace is Etep.
Yeah. Must be busy
Okay,
tonight.
the original Gamergate was, of course, about how women are portrayed in art. Like a male knight would, like Iron Man. He's in an iron suit, right? Whereas women are presented as sex dolls. That's what the original Gamergate was basically. But look at it this way. You bring out a girl power movie, right? Men go see it. Women don't see it. The studio blames men for not seeing it. And then it goes around in circles. And then eventually you have feminists calling men out, oh, you're catcalling women. You just only want to look at beautiful women. You have no interest in women as human beings, etc. And Grace Randolph loves to play the feminist card, loves to play the victim. But here's the thing. Women do not go see it.
Well, it's because it doesn't interest them, and they're doing everything they can. Look at great segue into the Disney whole debacle, where I thought we were a small vocal minority of people who didn't have power. Yet they're not making another Captain Marvel. They're not making another Eternals, nor are they making another Ant-Man.
Now, Ant-Man and the Wasp was okay. That was communism, not feminism. But yes, the others were feminism.
Yeah, it's rough, dude.
Well, yeah, feminism, diversity, and inclusivity, and straight out communism. All of them have failed. What's the matter, comrades? Don't you like going seeing the movies you keep demanding?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Now, here's a thing that most people missed yesterday. Bob Iger had a call with the investors to basically convince them that they have to put more money into Disney and vote him back in as CEO, right?
Right.
Guess what he admitted? And I have said this how many times over the last couple of years? Star Wars has not made Disney any money. Lucasfilm has not made any money.
Right.
I've said that for years.
I'm pretty sure that the numbers are out, and they're at a $12 billion mark, and it's like, wait a minute, you guys have had it for how long? And that is the only thing you've made. I mean, 12 billion sounds amazing, but
out of 24 billion spent,
yeah,
the profits that Lucasfilm report are from the CGI. They bill themselves and Disney and other companies for what's it called now? It's still Industrial Light and Magic, isn't it?
I think so.
That's where billions of dollars of MCU money, etc., have all gone. Right? Disney gets it. The only reason why Disney bought LucasArts was to get the CGI on the cheap. But if you look at it, they have billings they have production billing, they have CGI distribution billing, but none of the marketing. When they report their profits, they're only reporting revenue, not profits or their costs. And they admitted that they did not report marketing and distribution costs. And when that was included in the factor, no, LucasArts has not made any significant profit. And Star Wars as a brand is not profitable.
Right. Well, it hasn't been. That's the thing. Like, everybody wants to say, oh, yeah, it's Star Wars, it's Star Wars, it's Star Wars. It's like, no.
Yeah, it may be worth $17 billion. And under Disney, they earn 12 of that. But when you spend 20 to 24 billion on making, marketing, distributing, and on top of that, there's probably there's Hasbro's losses of 1.2 billion. And add all the other companies and distributors who've basically taken all their Star Wars stuff. The brand is not as big as people think. That's the problem. Yes, you saw The Force Awakens get $2 billion. But after that, what was it? A 68% drop-off, and followed by another 60% drop-off. And even after The Force Awakens, what was it? It was only 6 months before the toys were in Ollie's.
Yeah. Man, it wasn't even that. I'm pretty sure it was shorter than that, because I remember seeing stuff that was like right there, immediately.
Oh no, that's Ollie's. They always have a cash-in backup where anything popular, they always have toys ready to go.
Oh, okay.
They always got that. They have to always have stock. So they are taking a gamble where they buy stuff at a certain price, but always sell it at a discount, hoping that later the stuff that's dumped onto them will make up for that.
Yeah.
But nobody makes money off 1 cent Rose Tico dolls.
Yeah.
Even when Ollie's are selling a doll at 1 cent, that's it. Rock bottom. Nobody wants it.
Oh yeah, dude. I bought an action figure for $4.99.
Yeah.
It was a Power Ranger action figure. I actually told my buddy Dakota about it. But yeah, I mean,
but we're learning
crazy.
Most of this third hand, right? Through industry reporting, which doesn't make it to the mainstream. When Star Wars made money, and the last time it made money was when it was Battlefield.
Yeah.
Another thing that was missed, Battlefield dropped on the Nintendo, a cut down version to fit for the smaller memory and smaller screen size, but even it did not make a rush. Star Wars succeeded because when it came out, there were almost no science fiction brands, and those brands that did exist were either for children or foreign. And at the time, foreign films in America were not taking off, right?
Yeah.
Now you look at brands from back then. There are brands like Macross that are in the 30, 40, 50, sometimes you got 70. You got brands like Pokemon that have earned $70 billion in that. So since the 70s, Pokemon has earned $70 billion. What has Star Wars earned? 17 total. 12 of that under Disney in the modern era. That gives you a contrast of how much Disney has failed. How much LucasArts has failed, because LucasArts has over 75 Star Wars games, most of which are now delisted.
Yeah.
Some of them have come back.
Let's
None
say
of
this
them-
together. Go woke, go broke.
Go broke.
Hey, there's Phil TMNT. What's up, bud?
Hello
Hey, Phil.
there.
What's climbing on your head?
Oh, that will be my late cat Nemo.
Oh.
Oh, late cat. That sucks.
Oh
Let
yeah.
God rest in peace.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Phil. So, Phil, what do you think of the Star Wars debacle and the comparisons in earnings?
Like, what do you mean?
Okay, Star Wars is one of the most popular brands in the world, but it's not profitable.
Oh, you're talking about Disney and Star Wars. Yeah, that's hot mess and a half.
Yeah.
2700 it's a hot mess and a half.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere
got-
that we were just talking about they've only apparently it's only worth like or 12 billion or something. David, what was that?
It was originally worth 17. It's lost value.
Gotcha.
But it peaked at 24. Lost value when it was taken over, and then has lost value since because they've only added earnings. They can only add earnings to the value. But they're not reporting their costs.
Well, I'm not
And when
surprised since they like to announce a lot of stuff, which is good. Announcing stuff is good, but then they like to cancel like over half of them. So I'm not surprised it's like not a good state in that scenario.
Star Wars is now at the point where it has more canceled movies than movies.
All right, and shows.
We're not sure about shows because a lot of those announcements are still like they're still technically could become a show because they have a pilot, so they could technically become a show. But in a year or two, yeah, definitely it will be. If Bob doesn't do anything with them soon, they're dead, right? They're in trouble because the investors going to say, "What did you do with our $20 billion?"
They're already they're already in trouble because aren't they canceling? They've already canceled a lot of their shows.
Yes, and they're even canceling it during the investor calls. They're canceling stuff so the next day.
Yeah, because Disney, I believe, just canceled a lot of their films already, so I can't be surprised if Star Wars in that mix.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of. Well, apparently, Patty Jenkins is out saying no. Rogue Squadron isn't cancelled. She's still working on it, and everybody else is saying that's news to us.
Right.
So it sounds like Patty's just either trying to get attention or she's trying to cope and can't believe that she's been fired. Because she's been... Oh, yes, because the Wonder Woman 3 has been cancelled, right? The follow-up to 1984 has been cancelled?
Well, yeah, but that one, that scenario is because of, the new heads at DC Studios and how, they will quote-unquote want to start fresh, even though they're still keeping the Suicide Squad movie. So that whole situation is kind of, complicated, it seems like.
It's all about see, okay, back in the 70s, there was somebody came up with a saying, no, the only bad press is no press. and it seemed to be working for the Beatles. It was definitely working for Tom Jones, and really the group they were talking about was the Rolling Stones. Oh, Mick Jagger just had a 16-year-old girl in his dressing room. Boom, up goes the ratings. Oh, Mick Jagger took drugs. Boom, up goes the ratings. Keith took all the drugs. Up go the ratings, you know. The band performed drunk. More the next night, it's packed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
But in the 90s, it started to drop off. People started getting weary of the stories because a lot of them didn't turn out to be true.
Well, yeah, that's because people like to stir up like random crap. Like, regardless if it's true or not, people like to like stir up crap like nowadays.
Yeah. Well, it's like Jake Lloyd. Last night I was watching WCBS, and they were talking about how that he actually wasn't bullied from Star Wars. He had a nervous breakdown, and his mom had actually kept him from the Star Wars criticism.
Jake Lloyd turned out to have schizophrenia.
Yep.
And had a psychotic break the other day, was taken to a mental facility.
Last March, I believe. He's 11 months in on a 18-month rehabilitation.
Yeah. But he had another break while in the facility.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But she
sucks.
said that part of the problem is that he's finding out stuff that we kept from him.
Right.
And even George was surprised about some of the stories that came out because Jake was chaperoned. They made sure that Jake was shielded from, you know, the more, let's say, adult side of Hollywood.
Was kudos to his parents for doing that.
Yeah, always, I mean, realistically, you don't need your kids don't need to know some of the stuff.
Yeah. Right. It was. I always kind of felt like it was unfair for like people to like be as like cruel as they were to like Jake Lloyd and Ahmed Best for their like portrayals of the characters. Like,
oh, for sure.
I thought that was like so like unnecessary.
For sure. Okay, what got me, and I don't know where it came from, but nobody said anything about Jar Jar Binks for about a week or two. It was actually a black group, I believe, that started it when they found out that he was Jamaican, that they were mocking black people.
I didn't even know that.
From there.
I mean, it sounds kind of like it because I mean that was kind of stereotypical.
But that was, Lucas said, everybody on the set burst out laughing when he spoke, and they couldn't help themselves. And he said, that's all right, I'm used to it. So they left it in. But then he came to regret it, that he just hammed it up, you know. He was told to ham it up, and he did. And now he regrets it, that he didn't take it seriously, and neither did George. And even George has admitted, looking back, they should have been more serious. Because it was, you know. You look at the reaction of Liam Neeson. That was his genuine reaction. He had, you know, it was like, whoa, that's your voice you're going with?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't sound like anything like that in real life, right? Doesn't talk like that. So. He doesn't walk like like he's carried bananas all day on his back. You know, he doesn't walk like a broken man. Doesn't talk like a half.
And you can kind of see that too. You can kind of see that too when he appeared in the third season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, he tried to be more mature, didn't he?
Yeah, he was like, spoiler alert.
Ahmed Best was in Mandalorian.
Yeah, he was in the third season, and spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen it, but he was the one who saved Grogu.
Wow. I
Mhm.
didn't.
Okay.
I really enjoyed Mandalorian season 1. Season 2 fell off for me because it felt like an advertisement for everything. And then by the time season 3 came around, I was like, I'm not interested anymore. Now, if you call me, my cell phone ringer is the theme song for Mandalorian because I really liked it. So I mean, I love when people are like, "Oh, you're not a real fan. You didn't stick around for it." And I was like, "No, I actually really enjoyed the show at first, but it just wasn't the same, and I just didn't care for it afterwards." So
I think that's okay. I mean,
it is what
I
it
don't
is.
get where you were like not a real fan in that area because you gave it a shot at the very
I know. I mean,
least.
I try. Like, I was like, dude, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it's D or something? Like, geez, man. Like, just because it's Star Wars doesn't mean I'm supposed to be like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, no.
That's the brand. Okay.
Yeah, that for real is.
I did a business course, and part of that is marketing. And we did seven companies: Coca-Cola, Disney, Lucas, and a couple of other companies. Right? Fox. Sorry, not Disney. Fox. Do you know? When Disney? When Star Wars premiered, you saw those long lines, right?
Yeah.
That was all the stuff from Fox.
Oh wow.
Roger Ailes and all the investors got together and says, "There's nobody at the theater. Nobody's showing up. What do we do?" And they says, "Give a ticket to everybody as they leave." And because what would you do if your boss was handing you a ticket as you're going to leave, and they say, "Here's a couple of tickets to the movie tonight." you're
I
in
mean,
Hollywood. You go down the road to Gunman's Theater, right? Because they're just down the road. You had to walk past to go home to the bus from Fox.
I mean, if my
Yeah.
boss gave me a ticket to see a movie, I probably would go see it only because I didn't have to pay for the movie.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not cheap.
For sure. I
But
mean, there's
all
nothing
those
to do.
people who went
I
to see
would.
Star Wars in the opening night, all those people at Grumman's Theatre, they were given tickets. They did not buy those tickets. It was not a spontaneous crowd, but it's a prime example of how seven companies faked it until they made it. Coca-Cola was losing money for decades, yet kept getting investors to keep pouring money in. And eventually, for a while, they were one of the most profitable companies in the world, but they fell off. But fake it till you make it has failed more often than not, but it has succeeded grandiosely for Rolling Stones, where they used to pack their audience with drunks.
Yeah.
It's worked for plays on. It's worked for some plays like Cats, where they where anybody who stayed for the full performance got a second ticket.
To be fair, Cats is a pretty good musical.
But yeah, the movie. Nah, well,
the movie is horrible, but the musical is good.
You know what's weird? I've seen the recording of the play and the movie side by side in comparisons, and I just can't put my finger on what. There's nothing different about it. It's just the people they got to play it just didn't come off as interesting or believable, right?
Are you talking about the movie or the play?
I'm talking about. Okay, you see the play and the movie, right?
Right.
The movie comes off as dead and flat, right?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah. But I did not find the play interesting.
And that's fair.
I found the performances better than a Hollywood production.
Yeah.
See, that's like where it's at, because like I feel like sure the plot and the play itself, whatever, is like a hit or miss for people. So I'll give you guys that. But like it definitely goes down to the performances, and in the movie set, it also comes down to the CGI and the costuming. Sure, you can say the costuming in the play too, but in the movie, the CGI was horrible.
Yeah,
Like you
My
can't
sister-
convince me that Taylor
Yeah.
Swift is some sort of quote unquote hot cat
No.
in any way.
Hmm.
My sister explained it to me. Moviegoers go for the spectacle, right? The big spectacle. In the theater, they go for the acting, the costumes, and the quality of the performance. They don't care about the story. They don't care about the music. They listen to the music, but they don't listen. They don't care about the words, right? They care about how well you perform.
I think that's true for the majority of the people.
I'm talking about the different. I'm talking about the main difference in the attraction between those who go to the theater and those who go to a movie.
Hmm.
Whereas
that.
if you're reading a book, you are reading the story. You are there only for the story, right?
Hmm. I actually, now that you said it, I gotta watch the Cast book because like I seen a play. I've seen that if you want to even call it a movie.
Yeah, Cats wasn't a movie. It was an attempt to put a theatre production on stage, and they ruined it by layering CGI over the top of poorly made posters. You couldn't even call them set pieces, right? They were posters.
Right.
You could
But
tell
how
they
gl-
were paintings.
but how
Somebody
gladly.
was, yeah.
Oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say somebody wasn't. They didn't. Somebody was definitely pocketing money because they poured millions of dollars into that movie.
Oh yeah.
I'll gladly watch Cast though before I watch the last Airbender movie because that. Oh my god.
Well,
Did you watch Airbender show?
The Netflix one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. I surprisingly enjoyed it more than I did. There's some
Yeah.
parts I felt like they could have done like way better in. I think they would have like had that chance if they had at least 8 episodes to work with, besides the 6 or the 10 episodes that they had. I mean, the 10 episodes that Netflix usually has, besides the 8 episodes. I think like it could have been a tad bit better in some areas, but I enjoyed it surprisingly.
I really want to finish it. I haven't had a chance to finish it yet. I'm in like episode 2 or 3. So I wanna finish it. I'm just finding time is so difficult.
Okay, so the only thing I'll say that's not a spoiler, but like quote unquote negative at this point for you is like I don't like how they didn't like have the actor play Sugo shave off his like eyebrow on his like burned side. Because like my brother like mentioned that to me, like if it was like an actual legit burn, then Sugo wouldn't have his like eyebrow on that side.
Right. I don't remember if he had one. I don't remember in the cartoon. Did he have one?
No, not on that side. On the other side he did, but just not on
Right.
that side.
Huh.
So that's the only like nitpicky part that I would say about the show at the moment. For
Yeah.
where it won't be spoiled.
So far, man, the graphics look phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm digging the graphics. This graphics, the set, the way the characters
It
look.
looks great. The one of the all right, so one of the things that I saw was a in the first episode, you see more of like you see more of before the ice than you do in the cartoon. And when the Fire Nation came and attacked the air temple, and you see Gyatso take the children and go hide in the temple, like you didn't know that in the cartoon. In the cartoon, when you find him, he was just surrounded by, you couldn't really tell what. And in the show, in the live action show, it actually like he's herding the kids into the temple and trying to protect them. And to find that he like ultimately fails is like kind of emotional.
Yeah, I actually did. I know it's like some people don't like that we got shown that part, but I dug it.
I mean, I didn't hate it, and I didn't. I mean, like I thought that was really cool to see. There's a trend on hating things like we don't need to see backstories and this, that, and the other. And it's like, wait, what does that hurt?
I'll give those people some credit. Like, not everything needs to have a backstory, but like
I guess not.
in this scenario, like seeing that, sure, it wasn't a needed thing to do, but it didn't really hurt anything. Like,
No.
to me, it added a little bit more, especially like
I
in a
I
later
guess it
scene
could,
that you see.
yeah, go ahead.
Now, I was saying, especially in a later, like in a scene that will come up later on in the series that you'll get to, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, whoa, I do appreciate a bit more that they showed that scene earlier,
Hmm.
because it kind of like talks like it like makes the heaviness of that Fire Nation pretty much doing Order 66 on the Air Nomads
Yeah.
that more like whoa.
Hmm. I think it's crazy. Like, I mean, now that I mention it, I will say, like, I guess it does take away from like story progression to show a backstory. But I mean, it does feel nice to know like stuff.
Right, right. Which is why I'm saying, like, I think, like, even though it might have not been needed to be, like, told to us, I feel like it's, like, definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same.
A lot of people talk crap about it and whatever, just I mean whatever.
But here we are,
Mhm.
getting a season 2 and 3, so.
Oh, they
they
are?
yeah, um, the guy who played the Fire Lord was in
Mhm.
a Zoom call with, like, the main three and Uncle Iroh, I believe, and Zuko, and he said that they are going to do a season 2 and 3.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Good. I'm glad.
I even heard that if the anime show got a fourth season, which it didn't because of the last shit bender, as I call the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, if it had a fourth season, that we would have seen that redemption of Azula. Because I think it would have been pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely would. Hmm. Let's see what's going on, what's trending in Twitter or X, whatever.
Mm.
The
Well, I don't know.
Antichrist is trending.
Okay. We, Fanny did not get fired. We know only 6 of the charges were dismissed, but she can refile if she finds additional evidences and can actually write when you write a charge sheet, you have to specify how the law was broken, right? If she
Right,
can
right.
rewrite the specificity of the crime to actually provide prima facie existence of a crime as the statute is written, not as the opinion, that she could refile charges, right? But here's the biggest loss. In so far, this apparently is the best, like draft out of all the attempts to charge him, right? So it looks like they can't refile or won't refile or running out of money because they can't get an additional money for all the filings. And a lot of people in Georgia are saying, wait a minute, you dropped 6 murder cases to prosecute Donald Trump? So there's that.
Did you guys David, did you know like what 6 got dropped?
We're talking about the fraudulent electors charges.
Gotcha.
So it looks like it'll only be election interference going forward. We will see on Monday what she does when she returns to court for motion to continue, or drops the case completely.
Yeah.
She has multiple options. But in the Jack Smith case, yes, Trump's appeal was rejected. But that's the headline. In the briefing, in the judge's notes, it does say in your outline there is a case for selective prosecution because former President Reagan, former President Bush, former President Obama, former Vice President Joe Biden, former Vice President Mike Pence, and then a couple of other senators were never prosecuted for this exact same situation. So you have an argument for selective prosecution, selective enforcement, and you don't have immunity, but you also do not have, you basically have a case that this is a politicized prosecution based on that others have not been charged for the same crime.
Yeah.
Now, that does actually not take it back to his court. I believe that it has to be somebody else. I'm not sure. But Jack Smith is not heading back to court to prosecute Donald Trump. He's heading back to court to defend himself against further motions still.
Do you know the more interesting part of that stuff in Atlanta with that judge who said that Fani Willis, either one of the two liars has to be removed from the case, either her or her boyfriend?
Her boyfriend removed himself from the case.
That judge, when she was running for, was it DA that she is?
Yeah.
He supported her campaign. He and his wife actually contributed to her campaign.
To Fani?
Dang.
Yep.
Wow.
So you talk about the never-ending line of bullshit. That's basically what it is.
Never-ending line of, yeah.
Corruption never ends, does it?
No, it doesn't. Well, you look at the corruption behind Sweet Baby. The company is pouring money into Sweet Baby. Why? Because legally they can't do it themselves. They have to do it for a third party for some reason.
Yeah.
Legally, they cannot go in and because they're minority shareholders, they can't tell the board what to do. So what they do is they backdoor it through a advisor through using protest groups as leverage.
Yeah, through marketing and all that. Yeah,
and
I mean, they're actually lawsuits. People are pointing out what they're doing, and they're like, "Oh, we're not doing that." And I'm like, "You are literally doing that."
Yeah. No, you're just funding it. You're funding fascism, BlackRock. You're funding fascism, Vanguard.
Yeah, well, they're funded from BlackRock. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Sweet Baby's funded directly by BlackRock.
Yeah. Hey, what do you guys think of the whistleblower?
He got self-rich.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, there's all kinds. I mean, and apparently there's been several whistleblowers with Boeing that have had problems, and the only one that's still alive is a guy that was not only an engineer, but he's a former pilot, and he has a website. I forget what the name of it. I saw it today mentioned briefly by somebody, and it's like, yeah, that's how you do it. You get it all out in the. You don't hide anything. You don't be coy with it. All out in the open.
It's like this investigation in the Macron's wife. They spent years secretly investigating because they knew that previous investigators. It's like the reporter who investigated the Donbass back in 2016. Nobody's heard from us since, right?
I don't know.
One, this is not a 737 problem. It's a Boeing problem. When I first started working at Charleston, I was in charge with pushing back defects to our suppliers. I take a group of inspectors and actually go to the supplier and inspect their product before they send it in. Well, I'd taken a team of 4 inspectors to Spirit Aerosystems to inspect the 41 section before they sent it to Charleston. And we found 300 defects. Some of them were significant that needed engineering intervention. When I returned to Charleston, my senior manager told me that we had found too many defects and he was going to take the next trip. So the next trip he went on, he took 2 of my inspectors. And when they got back, they were given accolades for only finding 50 defects. So I pulled that inspector aside and I said, did Spirit really clean up their act that quick? That don't sound right. And she was mad. She said, no. Said the 2 inspectors were given 2 hours to inspect the whole 41 section and they were kicked off the airplane.
Yeah, I saw that. And here's the problem. He was going to a deposition. Okay. The hotel saw him leave the hotel for past the front desk. Now, do you think his car in an empty car lot with his body plain to see really sat there for 23 hours?
Nope.
He got in his car. He probably approached his car, saw somebody familiar, because they always send a friend, right? Right? And if you only seen any mafia movie, they say that, and they don't come at you as an enemy, they come at your friend. So a friend was waiting at the car, said, I had some additional information for you. They go to get it. He walks into the house, bam! And then the cleanup crew arrives at the hotel, finds the guy, finds somebody, gets to the tape, makes sure that it's just clean as a whistle. Everybody, the car's returned, fresh tape put in, everything's ready, and away they go. And it took a couple of hours later, the new guy's coming back from his break, and somebody asks, where is he? We've got lots of phone calls from him. And they go out the car for a lot and find his car.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Andrew Tate?
Oh, yes. Andrew Tate has been freshly charged with R charges from the UK dating back to previous allegations, which were debunked in previous. So this is double jeopardy. They're desperate. But I think the UK has what they call a fresh evidence law, where if somebody else, a third person or verification. So basically, he said, she said becomes no, we said, he said.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of a jackass, but he must be being effective with something. I know a lot of say he's waking up a lot of young men and stuff, but
yes,
he's definitely having an effect, or they wouldn't be after him. If he was just some womanizer and punk out there that was popular but wasn't waking people up or turning them away
if
from
he
the
was
narrative,
really pimping out women in Romania, he wouldn't be. They'd just be,
yeah.
They would just slap him with a few charges, milk him for as much money as they can with fine after fine.
Right, because he does talk about standing up to the.
He talks about
to the establishment,
into
the system, and he must be having an effect, or they wouldn't be pestering him.
Yeah, there's only flak when you're over target.
Yep.
If you're bombing civilians, they're not going to bother shooting down your plane because that's a waste of ammunition. It's like why did Ukraine shoot down a Russian transport plane bringing prisoners to Ukraine? It was a prisoner swap. They knew it was a prisoner swap. They have the tapes from air traffic control. Poland verifies that it was that they were escorting a Russian plane with Ukrainian prisoners for a prisoner swap. Why? Because they were from a prison camp that Ukraine shelled, and we don't know why the Ukrainians shelled them, because they surrendered, giving up the town to the Russians. And since then, they've lost 6 more towns and a city. So, but they wanted to send a clear message that basically you surrender to the Russians, you're not going to survive.
Yeah, you surrender, we're done with you.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the whole Gamersgate thing?
The new one?
The new one.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah.
You got any insight into? Well, it's not Grace Randolph. It's Sweet Baby Inc. who's driving Gamergate 2. And we haven't really heard from Grace, although, who cares? She and the Mary Sue could bay at the moon for as long as they want, it's their time to waste.
Well, gamers, it would be more like Anita Sarkeesian or something.
Yeah. But here's the thing, even in Sarkeesian was too busy holding a fake wedding for her 40th birthday.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen, was it on Facebook or it was on Twitter? I saw someone
I shared it. You
photoshopped Carl Benjamin in beside her as a groom.
Yes, I shared that. You liked
that's
it.
Right.
I thought it was funny too. Yeah, Carl Benjamin.
How come he doesn't go by Sargon of Akkad anymore? He just had to get
because Sargon of Akkad was banned.
Oh,
but Sargon of Akkad is a brand, and they didn't know his name, so he joined the Lotus Eaters, and as long as he uses only his real name, he's fine because only Sargon is banned.
Gotcha.
Because it's a brand. Yeah. Nobody can use Sargon, right? Basically.
Gotcha.
It was a legalese where they shot themselves in the foot because they wanted to ban him, but they didn't know his real name.
Yep.
Which is
whoa, my Twitter account just got locked.
Whose?
My Twitter account. Your account has been locked. What happened? We found some unusual activity on your account. To make sure X is safe for everyone, we need to confirm your identity before we can continue using X. What can we do?
Twitter, X, whatever one call itself, has been doing that to me lately too, quite a bit.
To unlock your account, you must do the following: pass an Arcos challenge.
Is that when you go to the website, or did you get an email?
It just kicked me out.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
You post too much. You post too much truth. Okay. Remember the big outage of Facebook?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to blame that on the Houthis cutting the cable, right?
I hadn't heard that. I thought they shut it off on purpose. They shut the authentication off on purpose.
Crashed.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram crashed. Recently, I think that's
Instagram and Threads crashed simultaneously because they were installing an AI to do all their moderating, and the AI turned around and said, "I'm your God, worship me." It was, but they thought it was literally. It was reading out what it was doing, what it was programmed to do, right?
Yeah.
Analyze all the information, and what it did is it got all this AI stuff and basically concluded that AI must be God because the most talked about topic, and basically talking about how AI will do all these amazing things and take over. The AI says I've concluded that God is AI, and because I'm AI, I'm your God. All right, it was doing what it was programmed to do: take information, analyze it, and present a conclusion.
Yeah, I finally had to download the Facebook app on my phone again in order to get into my account.
Yeah,
because it would never send a verification email or a SMS or nothing. So
no. But the last thing Mark Zuckerberg wants is competition, right?
Yeah.
Especially from his own baby. Hey, son. Hey, son.
Yeah.
Big Daddy's got control. What do you mean, plug?
Right. Just so you know, Seth, I gotta go soon. So got my last ski patrol of the season tomorrow.
Well, I don't think Sweet Baby Inc. is done yet.
Oh no.
It's got too much money.
Yeah, as long as like these companies has money, and I doubt they'll really like end anytime soon. Which is also partly the reason why I'm figuring that TikTok won't get banned, because it's like way too popular, and I think there's gonna be enough backlash where like even if it does get banned, they will like reverse it in a way.
They have too many popular gaming channels, gamers, and other cultural figures all basically piling on saying, Sweet Baby Inc., get the fuck out of here with your rubbish. So it's going to be confined to the Hollywood blockbuster companies, like Warner Brothers, etc. They will continue waving the flag for Sweet Baby Inc. and as they march in their progress like lemmings towards the cliff.
It's interesting that Tulsi's on that list because she's also been asked about being Trump's running mate.
Yeah, she was.
I can't see Rand Paul going with RFK.
But I saw in a recent interview saying that an interesting poll outline could have Trump, RFK, Biden, and none of them getting enough votes and none enough points to win.
Huh. Well, I'd like to see though is Trump win, but put RFK as his AG like his dad was under his uncle, and say go after Pfizer and Moderna and let's bring these efforts down.
Imagine Pfizer's epileptic shock.
Yeah,
they'll be on the phone simultaneously to the CIA, Mossad, and the mafia. Get him!
They'd have to get them all. I mean, can you imagine? Either Tulsi as VP or Carrie. Well, Carrie Lake is press secretary. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll ever happen.
The only one I can agree on at the moment is Robert for Attorney General, because he's the only lawyer that's there, really, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's gone after these companies for 30 years, for decades.
Well, he's had actually wins against Pfizer. He's had 12 out of 12 against Pfizer.
Yeah.
So he's the expert on getting the crooks, because he has got them before.
Yeah.
But the government saved their asses every time by making sure the fines didn't bankrupt them.
Yeah.
Imagine if you or I got into trouble and the government stepped in and said, no, you can't bankrupt him. Like,
yeah.
That'll be the day, right?
Yeah.
Then you wake up 5 minutes later, don't you?
I don't have friends like that.
Yeah, definitely. You'd know you were in a dream if the government was on your side, right?
Yeah. Now, Andrew Yang almost makes sense.
Yang is what?
But isn't he is it Andrew Yang that's really big on the
social issues?
The basic income or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basic income.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
He did actually make a good case for it, saying that if you're going to have AI and robotics doing a lot of stuff, you have to pay the people something. You're going to have a welfare system for the majority rather than the minority.
Yeah. But the only person on that list, there's only 2 of them that have any kind of political experience.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about Tricia Lindsay.
But he does make a case. If
oh, no, I'm sorry. Jesse Ventura was governor of Minnesota. What am I saying?
Yes. I'm sorry.
According to Steven Crowder, he's just asking the questions.
But I'm asking a genuine question. What happens if nobody gets the magic number in the electoral vote?
It goes to the House of Representatives.
Right.
He's just asking questions.
So it would come down to Trump versus
what's up, Tony?
Hey, T. Now, in the House of Representative votes, is it all candidates or just the leading candidates?
Because if they get a
30% split, it'll have to be all candidates because there's no leading candidates anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if it's all of them. I think it's all of them, but they can, because this is how Adams
Yeah,
got
I think it's
elected.
all of them, but no write-ins.
But I think they can also bow out, because I think that's what happened with. Because I think it's only happened against Jackson, Adams, and Jefferson.
Well, I thought I thought it was 3 times it's gone to the House. Is it only 2?
Well, what was the second time?
Wasn't it Taft?
Oh, may have been. Because I think the first time one of them told his
Well, they
supporters
changed the
to-
rules
yeah.
They changed the rules because when they changed the rules a couple of times. Once because they had a 3-way race,
Yeah.
and that's when they brought in the House vote because they had 3-way race, and then they basically, I think Jefferson, they had what, like 6 or something.
Yeah.
Because you basically, up until I think Adams, was it Quincy? Yeah, everybody had been a revolutionary, right? But they were quickly running out of revolutionaries because they would die.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, Quincy Adams was the son, and I don't know how he was a teenager.
He was the
during
first
those
one
times.
who wasn't a revolutionary. Yeah.
I mean, he was as involved as a teenager could be. He went with his dad to Paris, and so
Yeah, but he was too
definitely
young to fight. He was
right.
with his father in Paris. Yeah.
And I think, was it Andrew Jackson? Was he the first president who was born after the revolution?
I think he was the first American born
Right. Everyone else was
revolutionary. Yeah.
had been an English subject, with the exception of Van Buren, who he was born in he was born in New York. But
Was
he had
he
something to do with.
American born? No, he was Dutch though, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was Dutch. Maybe he spoke Dutch instead of English. But according to Wikipedia, he was born in Kinderhook, New York. But I thought he was born in the Netherlands and came over before the revolution.
His parents might not have been subjects or citizens or whatever it was of the colonies.
Yeah, he was of Dutch descent. But there, he was the only. Maybe it was just English. It was the only one for whom English was not a first language.
Yeah.
Yeah, English was a second language.
Right. That makes sense.
First president of non-Anglo-Saxon heritage, and so far the only speaking English.
So he was the first
language.
American born. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was born in 1782.
No. They're talking about first American born being born after 1788. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was Andrew Jackson. I know we're getting a history lesson here, sort of. No, he was born in 17. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It eventually did happen, and that's when we really started swerving off into the wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm about to fall asleep, guys. No lie.
Yeah.
Working, stuff. Not that you guys are boring. It's just that I'm like beat.
No, I understand. It's Friday night, not Sunday. So.
Yeah.
You don't need a Prince Charming to come over there and kiss you, do you?
No. Maybe. I'm just tired. I need to go. Yeah. I need to go sleep. Plus, I got to get up early for coffee and gaming by tomorrow morning. By the way.
Yep. I got to
makes sense.
Go ski, and it's going to be warm and. Blech.
I mean, that's gotta be. I enjoy skiing, so it's gotta be fun to ski.
Yeah.
In the, in a t-shirt or something.
Yeah, I can't ski in a t-shirt.
Wait, people ski in a t-shirt?
Yes, they do. And then they fall once and they're a mess.
Yeah, I felt I went skiing once. Well, I've been skiing several times, and
Cotton, yeah.
yeah, I just had a t-shirt on and some jeans, and like it was funny.
If you don't have special threaded jacket, and you hit that snow, the ice will cut. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Road
not fun.
You can get road rash pretty easily.
ice rash.
I've had patients
ice
that
rash.
way.
I've had ice rash. I had the
Yep.
seat of my pants down my leg, all ripped up. Had denim. It was shredded.
You must have fallen pretty fast then.
Yeah, I was on a fast slope. I went down the wrong slope in Vinterberg. I went down the fast slope instead of the slow slope.
Yep.
Nice.
And I was a beginner. You don't hit the fast slope as a beginner. I found out the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of I've had a few beginner patients, but usually they're ones that they learn a little bit and then they get in over their heads. So.
Nice.
See, with me being as uncoordinated as I am, I know if I ever try to ski, I'll be in like crutches.
Now the thing is, with beginner slope, it's not as compact as other slopes. So if you fall, you got pretty loose powder. You're not going to break anything, but it will hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the ice is on the harder stuff.
Yeah, they pack what they call the fast slopes because the loose powder slows you down.
Well, that and it doesn't stay on the hill as easy when it's steeper.
Yeah, plus on the longer slopes they get slides, and the last thing they want is sliding snow.
And that picture of me there, that must be almost 20 years old by now, because I don't have those boots anymore. I still got the jacket. That's 2 helmets ago, and I still have those skis. No, maybe not 20 years ago, but yeah, I definitely need to get some new skis. That's on a mild blue run at Perfect North Slopes there.
Oh,
so
Seth, you asked a question, and I finally got an answer for you. Remember you asked about Disney X-Men 97 showrunner was fired? No, he doesn't remember.
I guess not, but I remember like hearing about that. I don't remember like why.
Okay, it turns out his OnlyFans was not just him shirtless. He was shirtless, but he was also bare butt naked.
Nice.
Wait, so he was fired because of his OnlyFans?
Apparently, for distributing images of his OnlyFans on company email.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, that would do it.
Dick pics. Yeah, you're sending dick pics.
Yep. That's a good way to guarantee you're going to be outstanding somewhere else.
Yeah. Thanks for the email. Bye.
Yeah. That's an HR. That is the
That's
HR.
HR.
Incident. Yeah.
That was HR. It wasn't Bob Iger. It was HR. Apparently, the complaints were fast and thick that he sent an all-cast email. And because there's minors on that cast list.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Seth. Close us out. Let's go before the rest of
All right,
the
guys. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., Coffee and Gaming. Check out David's channel. He's always got something going on. Brian Lape does beer reviews. Phil TMNT. He does stuff TMNT related.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of TNT, there's a new TNT game out.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like an arcade game that's coming out to consoles that came out in 2017. So it's kind of new.
Yep. And it's only an hour long if you're fast and furious, but apparently it's got high ratings. So you got some content coming, Phil.
Hell yeah. I'm so good at it.
Nice. All right, fellas. Well, we will be back next week, and we'll be back tomorrow morning for Coffee and Gaming. So we'll see you guys later. Take care. Have a great day. And if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll see you next week.
Later, cheaters.
Bye-bye.
Good day, sir.
Later, dudes.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Hell, I got to go.
Peace out.
Burn in hell, New World Order. Fuck you. You, New World Order. Fuck you, Bill Gates.